Hello everybody and welcome back to Matty Reacts, a channel where we take a look at things we've never watched or listened to before, and it's a very special day today. If you've watched anything on this channel, for a substantial amount of time, you'll have heard me speak about how much I enjoy the Netflix show Heartstopper. I'm definitely going to be covering Heartstopper on this channel when it releases next month, but we have the trailer. We have a trailer. Now there's been some teasers. There's been some little, teasers about certain scenes or whatever, and I haven't covered those because I didn't think that it'd be worth a video on them. I didn't cover the release of the episode names because I didn't think that it'd be worth me taking a look at those on here. But this is a nearly 3-minute long trailer. So I think this is worth covering, especially seeing as this is probably the last bit of content we're really going to get until the series comes out. I adore this show. I don't think I can put it into words how much I adore this show. I think it's a great show, and it kind of helped that I watched this and Young Royals at similar sort of times, because as I mentioned before, this started off as a sort of the happiness and light of LGBTQ plus media, and Young Royals was a little bit more gritty and dirty. But I watched this first before Young Royals, and I just think it's great because this kind of show hasn't existed for the community before, and I just think it's really important that people who are young and questioning whether they are part of the LGBTQ plus community have something that depicts relationships in a positive light, and not just something that's seedy and dirty, which mainstream coverage of LGBTQ plus relationships generally has done over the years. It's not good. So this has been something of a revelation, and the characters of Nick and Charlie are frustratingly endearing. They are almost perfect characters for each other. And some people are frustrated at that because it's not always that easy to find the one, or someone who might be the one. I've been relatively lucky. I met my wife at 16. We started dating at 17. I'm now in my 30s and we're still together and married. So I can't for one second pretend to be one of those people. I've also had it very lucky. But what I'm very interested in is seeing how this season handles the darker parts, because I won't spoil in case you are one of those people who hasn't seen the comics, hasn't read the webcomics. It doesn't stay sunshine and light. And you will have seen sort of hints of that in season 2. So if you watch season 2, you'll know that Charlie struggles with eating disorders, or an eating disorder, and he also has self-harmed in the past. So I just know that sort of thing is likely to take a bit more centre stage in this season 3, and I'm very excited for how Kit and Joe act it, because I think they're both astounding actors. I think Kit especially is going to be a star. That's not to say Joe's a bad actor. He's an amazing actor, and I'm looking forward to watching him in Agatha all along as well. But there's something about Kit that is just so natural and raw about his performances, not just on Heartstopper, but I've seen some of his performance of his upcoming film. Is it The Wild Robot? There's some behind the scenes stuff for that, and it feels like he puts himself into the character so much. So I think that's enough chattering from me. What I'm going to do is press play on this and and see what we get. Pokes him.
Hi, Charlie.
It's nice that it's so
16
attentive.
is when nothing makes sense anymore.
Starting sixth form, thinking about uni options, and it's all just
Hello?
Yeah.
It is a lot.
Charlie, I'm really
Oh,
worried
we can
about
see
you.
that he's struggling with
I've
you.
noticed you've been really stressed.
I know that you started to feel what I feel.
When you put your
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, because I don't think we've really seen that covered in mainstream media before either, of how couples that contain, or thruples, or relationships that contain one or more trans people, and how that sort of intimacy is, it's going to be on a case by case basis, but it's going to be interesting to see how Elle in particular feels about that. And you can see it hasn't said it yet, but the captions at the bottom, when Tao put his hand in a particular place, she got dysphoria, hit her over the head. So it's going to be interesting to see as a couple how they deal with that. I think it'll be well handled, because I think, for all of the frustrating moments Tao's had, he is a good person, and the one thing he could never say he has been is unsupportive of Elle in her transition. So I think this is just another part of the transition that he's going to be really supportive with, but we'll have to wait and see.
your hand there, all my dysphoria just hit me.
Oh, it's such a shame.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Isaac this season as well, because Isaac wasn't in the webcomics, so I really don't know where that's going. Like most of the other characters did exist in the comics, even though they weren't covered as heavily as they are in the show. So you kind of have an idea about what they're up to and where they're going. But the amount of, we're at the point in the show now, I think, where everything is just questionable in terms of, is it going to stick to what the books did, or is it going to be, you can just see a couple of the books there. Or is it going to be something that follows that, or something new? And even the characters like Tara and Darcy, we don't know too much about what happens with them in the books. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes as well.
Our friendship group is just all over the place.
I worry about you all the time.
Tori!
I hate feeling like this. I don't know what to do now. I really love him.
And isn't it so sad that Olivia Colman can't do that scene? She really needed to. I'm so annoyed. I'm hoping if we do get a season 4 that she'll be back in season 4, because she is just such a nice. She provides such a nice sort of atmosphere for Nick and Charlie. I think every time she's on screen, she just gets it. I think she just gets it as an actress, but also as a character.
Sometimes people need more support than one person can give. You can be there for him, standing together, even when it's hard. That's love, darling.
You're scared of heights, that's vertigo.
We just want to be there for you. You have to let
You're
us.
scared of love, well, you felt the life that's chemical.
Intimacy is trusting someone enough to let go of some control.
I don't even know what the hell I'm doing.
It's a good thing we're in sex ed right now. I mean, maybe you'll get some good advice.
No, you don't get any good advice. I can speak from experience. They never covered anything it was called PSHE in my school, personal social health education, but they never covered anything useful. They covered the stuff that they thought you had to know, like we got taught about what periods are, and what it means when things happen down there, and that's about it. We got we didn't have cucumbers, we had wooden models. But you don't get taught anything useful, I promise you that much.
Or maybe not.
Think you got problems, I have to.
I want to tell Nick that I love him.
You're scared of heights, that's vertigo, that's vertigo, that's vertigo.
Oh, it's the scene.
Nick? Yeah.
Oh, we don't get it. We don't get it in the trailer.
What can I do for you?
Hello.
No. Nice to meet you. Yeah, he's really hot.
Oh my god.
I'm so looking forward to this. It's going to be such a good season. I mean, I think they did a good job of not giving too much away. So for anybody who hasn't read the graphic novels, the webcomics, whichever form you read them in, they didn't give too much away about some of the stuff that's coming up, which I think is good. And I'm not going to delve too much into it here. I'll talk about it more when I cover the show. But I just think it's so beautifully shot. Like, everything looks so nice. And some of the scenes that are, popular, look like they're going to be recreated again, almost exactly, to the webcomic version, which is good. I mean, there's whole videos out there that people have done, comparing how the webcomic and the TV show, some of the scenes, how they match perfectly. And I think that's a really good part of this show, is it's so true to the source material, and it's because Alice is involved in both, obviously, and I think that's a great thing. And I'm so happy that Alice is involved with the writing of the sort of additional storylines within the show, because obviously there's a whole lot more to flesh out in the show than there is in the comic. I really don't know how much more to say. That I'm so looking forward to what's coming up. So I think we'll leave it there. I mean, I've rambled on for 10 minutes nearly, not including the time we've watched the trailer. So I will leave it there, but just know that I am 100% looking forward to covering this on the channel. I'm going to try my best to get the final season of Young Royals uploaded before this starts, so that that's out of the way and done, and I don't have to think about it anymore. Because it's been quite a few months since I actually finished watching that. I just haven't got around to editing the last 2 episodes yet. Although I'm about halfway through editing episode 5. And then I just need to do episode 6. So I'll get those up over the next couple of weeks, and then I will get Heartstopper up as soon as I can. I'm going to try and get the first episode up on launch day on October the 3rd, and then probably weekly after that. Maybe a bit more often if I feel like it. We'll see how quickly I get the edits done. But I'm so looking forward to it. And I'm really, as I mentioned, there's no confirmation as of yet of a season 4. But I really want there to be a season 4. I think the problem is, it's not a problem. I think the thing to think about is that if we do have a season 4, I think there's going to be a bit more of a gap than there has been between the first 3 seasons, because season 4 of the show is likely to include volume 6 of the comic, which isn't written yet. So I think we're going to have to wait for the comic to sort of get ahead and finish. At the end of volume 6, because Alice has said that volume 6 will be the last volume of the webcomic, and I think once we get to the end of volume 6 webcomic, we'll start getting season 4, hopefully, of Heartstopper. And it wouldn't surprise me if they sort of did something with that, whereby this season of season 4 of the show comes out, or maybe the trailer comes out on the day that the last webcomic is posted, just so that nothing can be spoiled in advance. That feels fair to me. But we will leave it there, and I really hope you join me back on the channel when I cover this, because oh my god, I think we're in for some fun and for some tears. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you very much for dropping by, and I'll see you again in another reaction video very soon.